Buckle up, Buttercup. We have another extreme edition of TBBAT's Coffee Break with Drake when we review Death Wish Coffee Medium Roast. Coming up next. That's right. Are you afraid of not being threatened by your coffee? Well, guess what? You don't have to worry about that anymore. Death Wish Coffee is here to say you might die today. Drink our coffee. So yeah, this is TBBAT's Coffee Break with Drake, where we take a break from looking at amazing videos from around the world, where I review delicious foods and amazing places. Just amazing. So you can check those videos out. But right now, we're going to take a break and have, hopefully, a delicious cup of coffee. What we have today is another one of these designer coffees where you can find these in the stores, but they're not, a little bit more expensive than your average brand, like Dunks and Starbucks and whatever. But they got their own thing going on here. Death Wish Coffee Company. I've been very interested in this and looking to review it for a while, so I finally picked up a bag. Now, a couple of interesting things about this to go into is it's nice packaging. I enjoy that, although only 10 ounces, which is very odd. That's on the low side for these. I don't know why they're only doing 10 ounces. The standard is typically 12. But we'll go into all that in just a little bit. So we are looking at some, well, you know what? Let's read this in just a second. Let's get everything ready. Now, because this is such an extreme edition, I am breaking out the stupid gun mug once again. One of the absolute most ridiculous and worst design mugs ever. This thing almost instantly comes right out. It's for washing. I know that's why, but this thing is not in here tight, no matter what you do, which is stupid. The design is ridiculous. And as I mentioned in my other video, that's so spinny. If you've seen that one, you actually have to put this in as a search, like a gun mug. It actually asks you if you want for men or for women. Yeah, this is the man's mug. It's the man's mug, damn it. I swear it's the man's mug. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to use this today. It is not the most fun. It's just so stupid. Not a commentary on anything other than the fact this design is stupid, but I, as you may have noticed, strive to look for the stupidest mugs possible and attempt to drink out of them. It's part of the challenge. So we have Hamilton here, our Flex Brew. I very much enjoy this, and I kind of talk about it every single time. It's great for single people, or if you're the only person in the house that drinks coffee, because it comes with a basket and a K-cup as well. So you can use either or, which is awesome. I appreciate that. I used to use K-cups all the time. I don't really use them anymore. I appreciate bag coffee much more now. So we're going to go into all the stats in just a second. We will pop this open, get Hamilton a brewing. Guys, it does take a minute to brew, and we'll go over things like numbers, which again are going to be really interesting as a 10 ounce. Oh, wow. Woo. I like Death Wish. I have to say, this is one of the nicest, it is one of the nicest smelling coffees I've smelled yet, I have to say. It is really, good job, Death Wish. Seriously. I am impressed. I've done a bunch of these reviews, and I'll tell you what, I do a lot of reviews on flavored coffees, and it's hard to be impressed even though they're flavored. It's very hard to be like, oh, this smells great. It never really does what it's supposed to do. I won't go into too much on that, but my point is this. It's very rarely that I smell a coffee where I am happy, like that smells great. This is one of them. Right off the bat, guys, props. What a nice smell. Now, this says hints of stone fruit and caramel in the flavoring. We'll read it over a little bit, but man, wow, points and props. That makes me very hopeful that this is going to be a good coffee. I will say this often because you might not watch all my videos, but I have an extremely strong sense of smell. It's almost superhero status, which is awful and annoying. And again, the worst superpower to have. I'm sure there's others that are pretty bad, but having your sense of smell heightened is not good. On a side note, I have a lot of my other senses are very high up there, but smell is one of the strongest. So I appreciate this. We're going to get Hamilton Brewing here, 10-ounce standard water with these now. Now, let's go over the bag. I like the design. The jolts instantly make you think of caffeine, which I like. Medium roast ground, hints of stone fruit and caramel, 10-ounce bag. Organic by nature. Okay, again, nice. No chemicals and nothing artificial added. Rigorous standards are followed to give you coffee you can trust. Ingredients, certified organic coffee. No sourcing notes on here, just organic, which, not, and again, this is not a political statement as far as what organic means or doesn't mean. It's, well, the more you do research, the more you realize that label really doesn't mean much. It's just whatever. Distributed by Death Wish Coffee Company, Round Lake, New York. Certified organic by QAI. Don't quite know what that is. It says on the other side, reap what you sow. When you buy fair trade certified coffee, okay, cool. Fair trade certified, like that. You support fair wages for farmers, safe and sustainable farming practices, and community development funds in coffee growing regions. There's a number on here to talk over coffee. hey@deathwishcoffee.com. You can actually have a conversation. That's pretty cool. All right, so with these little specialty coffees, you will see from time and time again, it just says a coffee on the side ingredients. This is fair trade, which is a step above. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And then on the back, it says defiantly strong coffee. Rebellious by nature, our coffee delivers a bold, fresh-bodied, yet smooth and flavorful brew that will awaken your taste buds with an extra kick of caffeine to ignite your attitude. I did not know this was extra caffeinated. All right. Happy medium without compromise, excuse me. A happy medium without compromise. Smooth and balanced with a complex flavor profile. We recommend at least 1 cup first thing in the morning in total isolation with subtle undertones of stone fruit and caramel. Best by 7/15/2025. Okay. Now, I have to say I like what I'm seeing here so far. Now, upon further sniffulation, I noticed that those fruity smells that I am smelling, they are more fruity. And also with that, tends to be on the lighter side of the brew spectrum. As I have learned, and I will kind of say over and over again, as I've been learning more about drinking black coffee, you learn that light, medium, and dark roast are not necessarily indicative of how strong the coffee is. It's more along the lines of the flavors that come out and the tones that you get on your tongue. Light roast tends to be more acidic tones up front, and dark roast tends to be more bitter tones on the back end and on your tongue. And there's a lot more than that, but as a quick just breakdown from what I've learned, it's a lot like drinking wine and learning how to drink wine. I've been trying to learn how to drink coffee. So these notes remind me of a lighter brew, which is nice. So light to medium. However, let's see how this, it's a little scale here. Yep. Okay. So on the scale up here, it does show on the lighter side of medium. There we go. Now, as far as the breakdown on this goes, when you're trying to talk about the cost, Death Wish coffee is $11, which is Death Wish coffee is $11 for 10 ounces. Now that is the $11 and $12 mark are pretty standard. You get $10 to $12. Let's do that again. So Death Wish coffee is $11 for 10 ounces. Now on these levels here, when you're at the store looking for these things, you will see about $11 to $12 for these bags of coffee. They typically have 12 ounces in it. So right off the bat, you're looking at a little bit more expense when it comes to these things. Now, 10 ounces for $11 is a little bit more expensive than you're used to. But of course, what's most important here is how good is the coffee, and that usually makes up for it. Now, what I was doing for my beginning reviews was how much is it per ounce, and I would do a breakdown of it. However, I found that really doesn't mean that much. What is important is how much is it per cup. The problem is with these bags, you're finding, I have found when you try to find out how much coffee you actually get in it, they give you a range. And because it's really not a standard thing. How much coffee do you put in, and really indicates how much you're going to get. So they kind of give you a range. With the 12 ounces, you're looking at about 20 cups of coffee is what I saw. So what I have found, so So with that, when you're trying to figure out how much 10 gives you, it's really not a simple thing, but we're going to just guesstimate it at 16. I realize that's kind of an odd thing to do, but it's just so hard to do. I'm going to just say 16 cups just to make it easy. So we're going to do a little number crunching here with our good friend Alexa, since I am no numerologist, number forecaster, whatever. Alexa, what is 16 divided by 10?
16 divided by 10 is 1.6.
Alexa, what is 10 divided by 16?
10 divided by 16 is 0.625.
0.625. So you're looking at about 62 cents per cup. Let's just drop that down to 60. 60 cents a cup. Now, as I reviewed my other coffees, I'm beginning to learn that 12 ounces gives you about 20 cups. So that's about 55 cents. So this is actually right within that price range. 60 to, let's just say 65 cents, 10 cents more per cup. That's actually not bad at all. Because again, when you're comparing this, you're looking at like the cost to go to a diner. You're getting so spinny. You're getting about $3 to $4 a cup now, which is ridiculous. But you get all the refills you want typically. So, if you're at home and you're drinking 3 cups of this coffee, you're looking at between $1.50 and $2, which isn't bad. So now that it's brewed. Oh, yeah. So now, one of the things I will say, especially with the flavored coffees, is that some of the scents burn off when you're brewing it. You will get a strong scent in the bag, but you're not getting a strong scent when it comes to the actual coffee when it's brewed. This has managed to maintain the smells, which I am very appreciative of it. So high marks all around so far based on smells. But as we have learned, smells don't always indicate taste. So we're going to give this a first sip and have to hold it down a little bit while we're drinking. Oh, I like that. Yeah. This is good coffee. I have to say, this is by far, this is probably better than, I would prefer this. I'm having a hard time just because I've been so disappointed by so many coffees for so long. I have to say, this is a good cup of coffee. 2 sips in and I am just flabbergasted. My gast has been flabbered, honestly. I have been so disappointed by black coffees and without any kind of thing to it. It's just this coffee on the bag. You're just getting coffee. It just tastes like diner coffee. But I would be amazed if I got this in a diner. I would be amazed if I got this at a coffee shop. This is so smooth. Okay. Hands down, I could pick this out of a lineup, no problem. Let's put it that way, which is going to come into play in another segment we'll be doing at another time when I do a face-to-face, head-to-head with with coffees. But such high marks on this. I got one more time because it is smooth. Okay. I get very low, almost no acidy flavors on the front end. Your tongue gets coated with this like buttery flavor, which you will hear referred to. It's almost like a buttery coating to your tongue, which I'm sure is the oils. But when you're looking at coffees and reviews, you will see that term used. So that's a good term to use. And on the back end, there is a light bitterness that comes along with almost all coffees, but it's not overwhelming or strong, which I hate. I hate the bitterness, and I don't understand why people really enjoy it, but to each their own. This is nice, right along the medium line all around. Death Wish, this is a good cup of coffee. And if you watch my other reviews, you see me struggling trying to come up with good things to say. No problem here. Guys, we have a winner. This is going to I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now, I just switched over to the numbers. I was doing thumbs up, but I didn't feel like giving enough leeway. the reason why I don't rate this higher is because I want to, I just started. We maybe will go back and revisit at some point, but as of right now, this gets a solid 8, which is huge. I can't say enough about this. If you want a good cup of coffee at a good price, something that you could drink every day that has some interesting flavor to it as well, that's just not your regular like instant flavor coffee kind of thing, get this. Highly recommended. I am looking forward to trying your other wares, your other flavors. Death Wish, thank you. Thank you. I'm a little emotional right now, I have to say. Give me just a second. Yeah. Thank you. Rebellious by nature indeed. I've been Drake for TBBAT's Coffee Break with Drake. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next video. And as always, here's looking at brew, kid. Buckle up, Buttercup. We have another extreme edition. Brew got what I need. There's a brouhaha breaking out in my mouth. There's a brouhaha on my tongue with all these amazing flavors. Yeehaw! I've been drinking too much of this coffee already. Thanks. Death Wish.